if the 49ers beat the Cowboys, are they back?
We've heard that a
lot. Yes, we've heard that a lot this year. Sorry. On your answer.
No, they're definitely not. They're definitely not back. The Cowboys, here's what we have to remember. What we are to the Chiefs, the Cowboys are to the 49ers. It's just a reality. And so the expectation is that you beat the Cowboys. Most Cowboys fans, I was reading through a thread today where like everybody in the media picked the 49ers, and it was a thread full of Cowboys fans are like, yeah, they're right. Oh, the game. Actually, the only thing they're wrong about is that the score is too close. Like they all expect to lose that game. Like most of us expected to lose to the Chiefs. So the expectation is that you beat the Cowboys. Even if you're as bad as you can be, like the Cowboys are a team that cannot beat the 49ers. So no, it doesn't mean they're back. And in fact, after watching, and this is kind of nice because after the bye week, you go to Tampa, and Tampa is going to be without their top two players, arguably, and their receivers, and Evans and Godwin. Now you got a real chance there, especially if you get CMC back, you get that boost. So you can get your first 2-game win streak of the season. I don't think you're back if you win those 2 games, but it sure does help get you kind of going in the right direction as you head into Green Bay, Buffalo, Detroit, like those types of games. To me, to be back, they're going to have to win 2 games in a row, and one of those games is going to have to be against a team with a winning record, at the very least, to think that they're back. I said after the Chiefs loss, you're not roping me back in. I don't care what you do from here. I'm a fan. I'm sure I can get roped back in if I'm, if everything goes amazing the rest of the season, but I just don't see that happening. So no, they're not back if they beat the Dallas Cowboys. Absolutely not.
Let me just remind people what the Niners did to the Cowboys last year at home. They won 42-10. Brock Purdy was 17-24 for 252 yards and 4 touchdowns and no picks. Like that, he hasn't had that kind of a game in a while. He was like that.
Dak Prescott, probably the Cowboys. Yeah.
Dak Prescott 14-24, 153 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 3 sacks. Like I don't see the Niners. If the Niners do that again, I'll say I don't care that it was just the Cowboys. Like you finally played as well as your team from last year. Like what's discouraging about the way they lost to the Chiefs is that they played the Chiefs better in the Super Bowl. And you could say, well, McCaffrey wasn't there. Well, yeah, well, Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco weren't there. I mean, both teams were hurt, and the Chiefs were just more prepared, better coached, all of that. And they were underdogs. So, yeah, if they stomp the Cowboys, I'll give them credit. Otherwise, it's really like if they lose to the Cowboys, it's hard to see how they emotionally, mentally bounce back from that because, like, you heard Nick Bosa laughed at the Cowboys. They're like, we do great against them. Like, if you can't even beat the Cowboys, how do you take yourself seriously?
Yeah, I think what's discouraging about this team this season is that really outside of the Jets game, which was week 1, they've given a chance to every team to come back. So the Vikings, they weren't winning that game. But after that, who'd they play after that? The Rams. The Rams, they had the lead. They gave them a chance. The Rams captured that chance, won the game. Then they played the Patriots, I believe. The Patriots, they gave them a chance. Brock Purdy threw the interception in the end zone when they were about ready to just take a insurmountable lead. Well, the Patriots just didn't have an offense, so they couldn't capitalize on the chance, but they were given a chance. Then they played the Cardinals. Same thing. Had the lead, had a turnover, gave them a chance. Cardinals came in. They took it from them. That was that. Seattle. They gave Seattle a chance. Remember, it was a 1-score game. If Seattle goes after they're given the opportunity to come back in that game and scores that touchdown, they can take a lead, and that game could be completely different. So they keep giving these teams chances to hang around when they really shouldn't be. And so it's like, what is the impressive win? It's not just that they haven't beaten a good team, which is true also, but they haven't dominantly beaten anybody this year.
Not at all.
The Jets is the closest thing. In Seattle, it's like, yeah, you can look at the final score and say it was dominant, but there was a point in that second half where it was like, oh shoot, if Geno doesn't throw a pick right over the middle to Green, they could take the lead on that drive. And that was later in that game.
It's hard to dominate when you suck on special teams. And it's hard to dominate when it doesn't feel like you're a cohesive team yet. And maybe that's, I mean, you can't, there's no like firm evidence to point it out, but I feel like people that have been watching the team kind of feel like all these guys missed the offseason, all this drama. They just haven't gelled, and it's unclear whether this particular team ever will, the 2024 49ers.
Yeah.
They're talented, though. They're favored again this week. What a group, what a roster.
They are favored again this week.
Every week. And if they play the Chiefs again, guess what? They'll be favored again. Heaven knows why, but they will be.